What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben, and happy holidays, seasons greetings. We are back on another episode of the 12 Sprues of Kit-mas with build day number 8. That's right, guys. We are moving right along today, guys. We're going to pull a new kit. We're going to see what we get, and we're going to go ahead and build it up, and hopefully it's a decent build. I know last episode was pretty cool, so this time let's hope we get something easy and quick because we're running out of time. So as you can see here, we're moving on to the very last one here in the second row. Punch on through here and we'll see what we get. I am very hopeful we're going to get something cool, so let's go ahead and find that label, pull it on out. Okay, here we go. 1/72nd scale Yak 3 by Zvezda. Now this is one of those kits I don't know much about, but it looks pretty interesting. Plus it is a snap tight type of kit, or snap fit, whatever they call it. So you can see here on the back of the box, the quick preliminary mock-up. There's some gaps and whatnot, so we might have to be a little bit more leery of different areas. But I think if we stick into it, we can get this done. It can't be any worse than one of the rodent kits, guys, for sure. So the parts look pretty decent. We have a nice assortment of details. It's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and dive on in here and check out the plastic a little bit more closely. Let's go ahead and open up one of our poly bags here. We just have one poly bag with all of our parts in it. We have one for the clear parts, our decals, and then of course our instruction manual. I'm expecting a kit with not that much detail, something very simple, very simplistic, very rudimentary, but I'm actually kind of surprised. There's a lot of detail in this kit. We have, looks like recessed panel lines. We have some raised detail, but mostly recessed panel lines. We've got basically a full cockpit already kind of molded in. We've got side consoles, we have dials, we have instrument panels, kind of an odd placement of the bottom section for the landing gears and all that. But I mean, this is actually pretty well detailed. I'm impressed. Now for the instructions, looks like there's just a big fold out sheet of instructions. We have two different paint schemes. Both of them are, that late war Russian camo. We have one that's AMT 11 and AMT 12, gray and kind of a blue gray. We also have one that is gray and kind of a greenish gray as well. Probably use the AMT 11 and AMT 12 because that's what I have in my paint stash. So that should be easy enough. For the actual part construction, it looks pretty simple, guys. We start off in the cockpit and we just work our way through the aircraft, ending in, of course, the finished version. Now, I actually was looking at my tree the other day and I realized I don't have any World War II Russian aircraft on my tree. I've got some Russian Cold War jets. I've got some American, I've got some British, I've got a whole bunch of different aircraft and whatnot, but no Russian World War II fighters. And what's more iconic than a Yak 3. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to make this into an ornament. We can save some of that instrument panels and details for maybe scratch building later on. And we're going to go ahead and save the pilot for maybe another build. And I think this will give us an opportunity to just use the kit pretty much right out of the box. And we're going to use the closed landing gear bay wheel covers because we're given both ones for closed and one for open. So we're going to go ahead and just use the closed ones, and that should get us right into it, guys. So let's go ahead and jump into our first time lapse, get this construction started. I want to build up as much as I can. I want to come back in, fix up any seams. I want to go ahead and prime, then pre-shade, then we're going to hit our camo and then gloss it with future. So I think this should really fall right into place. Hopefully this will be the fastest build yet here on the 12 Sprues. So into that first time lapse, guys, let's go ahead and get this thing all built up. Well, all right, everybody, we are back. And as you can see, we have a painted and assembled Yak 3. I'm surprised on how well this is going together. Yeah, there are some kind of odd seam choices here and there, but for the most part, it's going together really, really well. The entire Yak 3 is nicely gloss coated with our Pledge Future. And now I think it's time to go ahead and apply all the markings. Now, I will say I've actually decided on my scheme. I'm going to go ahead and do the one with dark gray and light gray camo scheme that was part of that very famous French fighter regiment that operated there out of the Soviet Union. I'm going to go ahead and do that particular one. It's got that really cool tricolor front propeller hub. It's got that cool lightning bolt that comes across the sides of the fuselage, but there is one complication, and that is that the bands that go around the front propeller hub, they need to be trimmed. There's a lot of carrier film that extends over the actual openings for the different propeller blades. So I need to come in with a punch, and we're just going to go ahead and punch those out so they fit right up against the blades themselves. And if you notice, I've already painted the propeller hub white. So I shouldn't have to do anything with the white decal. All I need is the red and the blue. So let's go ahead and kick it in there. Let's get this thing all nicely decaled. And then once they're all settled down with some microsol and microset, we'll gloss coat it and we're ready for weathering. All right, guys, let's keep it moving. This is going beautifully. All right, everybody, so we are back, and I gotta tell you, this kit is so much fun. I'm having a blast. As you can see, we've got the entire thing decaled. Everything is gloss coated. All the decals are nicely sealed in. So now it's time to come in and do some weathering. Now we have the aircraft here, so you can see we're looking pretty snazzy there. I've also completed the propeller, and that needed a little bit more attention to those decals. They did not really want to conform around the curvature of that propeller hub, so not really the greatest there, but I was able to go ahead and get those to conform with a lot of application of microsol, and we were able to kind of coax them into position, so I'm happy enough. Ideally, you would have just painted them on, but I didn't have the right colors, and I thought, we'll just try the decals, see how they work. Now for weathering, we're going to go ahead and use some AK panel liners. I've got one for blue and gray, and luckily this aircraft is basically all blue and gray, so we're going to use that. And then I want to come in with some AIM weathering powder. We'll use some grimy black for some exhaust staining coming off of those exhaust stubs. Then I think we'll be pretty much ready to go ahead and finish this thing off with hooks and all that good stuff to make it that ornament. So let's go ahead and get back into that time lapse, guys. We're going to have some fun. Let's get this thing weathered and finish off the kit. All right, everybody, we are back, and I gotta say that this model was so much fun to work on. We have finished off our 1/72nd scale Zvezda Yak 3. Super simple. All the parts were beautifully molded. I didn't have any flash. I didn't have any fit issues, really. I did end up gluing mine, but you don't have to. It is a snap-tight kit. So let me go ahead and bring it on out for you, and here it is. As you can see, is meant for my tree. It is my only Russian World War II aircraft that I have as an ornament, so this should look pretty snazzy up there on the tree itself. No real hassles, no real fuss. There wasn't any surprises. It just went together and it stayed together. The snap tight fit parts actually worked really, really well. I did end up gluing it just because I wanted a bit more security when I hang it from the tree. I had a little bit of issue with that front decal on that spinner, but honestly, what a great kit, guys. Let me get you a close up here and you can see all the little details. I didn't go too crazy with weathering. I just did a panel line wash. I did a little bit of gun dusting there around the front nose. And of course, I did a little bit of work around the exhaust stubs as well. So you can see I blacked out the canopy, added one little piece of easy line. Now in theory, this easy line should have been in the middle of this rear section of canopy. I didn't want to put a big hole through the back of the canopy, so instead I just put it at the very edge of the canopy. But I'm okay with that. I don't think anyone's really going to care, to be honest. Like I said, I did add one little eyelet in the very top of that center section of the canopy. I can go ahead and take a hook and just drop that right in there and hang it on the tree. On the undersurface of the aircraft, these lines right here are actually seam lines. They should have been removed. I thought they were supposed to be panel lines, so I left them. But yeah, they should have been pulled out. Still looks okay. I could have put a little bit of scratch building with that rear radiator housing. I could have added some actuators in the back, but honestly, that's not really what this kit was designed to do. Like I mentioned, we have our little eyelet right here, just some twisted wire. We have our paper clip that we made into a hook, and we can just slide it right in there. And voila, done with build day number 8. It is so nice to finally have a Russian World War II aircraft on the tree. If you're interested in 1/72nd scale kits and you want something super simple you can build in just a couple of hours, take a look at the Zvezda Yak 3. This was a really, really easy kit to build. It goes together well. It's a great model, fantastic subject, and it's going to look perfect on the tree. I will say this though, there is a bit of a discrepancy between the box art and what you get in the model itself. As you can see here, this is a white 4 on the box top. The model itself comes with white 6. Same aircraft, same unit, just different numbers on the side of the aircraft. So that's a little bit unusual. So white 6 versus white 4. It's all good. Anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it quits for today. We are done with day number 8, as I mentioned. We're going to go ahead and jump back into the bench, pop day number 9, and start building on it. And hopefully it's something we can jump in there and build up quickly. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here on the next episode of Ben Builds. And until then, you know the drill. Go out there and get yourself some bench time. Have some fun. Build something cool. Happy holidays and seasons greetings to everybody out there, and we'll see you back here on the next episode. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you soon.